So this next invention is going to be one that I have just seen as a necessity here in North Carolina. What I'm seeing needs done is a way to connect the community and find out if their loved ones or friends are missing. And a lot of people don't know where they are or what's going on with their neighbors because it's just so frantic and so hectic. They don't know if they're lost in the storm traveling or if they're just in another state safe and sound. And it's just the numbers out here are, I don't think they're right. And I don't think the numbers of the lives lost and the numbers and everything is correct, and I think a lot of it is way off. I went to a county meeting and they said that they'd only lost 10 people and that only 3 were missing. I can vouch for just talking in the local residence where I'm at for way more than that, just from talking to people where I'm standing. Just from talking to different people, I've counted significantly more than 10 lives lost just here where I'm at. And as far as how many might be missing, it is just unknown. There's absolutely no way to tell. There's no official government out here helping rebuild, much less count and keep track of everything and try and figure it out. There's just no way. You can't even get to a lot of these homes, and it's so hard, and you can't tell if they're uninhabited or weekender homes or if there was somebody there or if they left. Or there's just so many what ifs and variables. It's unknown. There's just no way to tell, and it's an extremely heartbreaking situation, and everybody's just doing all they can to survive and make it, but they don't know all their neighbors, and everybody just has questions about their neighbors and don't know. And so it's just we need a way to connect everybody and figure out on how to check on your neighbors and make sure everybody's all right. And in turn, I think this will give us more solid numbers on who may be missing or who might have been lost. And it's just we need to try and figure out a way to pinpoint this down. And I think it's something that's fallen between the cracks. And I don't think, like I said, the numbers that we're being told are accurate. And I know it's got to be a problem in other natural disasters. So what I'm thinking is that we could start some kind of website to connect people and just check in, like a check-in website. I've seen where there's like community check-ins in hurricanes and like St. Thomas and stuff, where there's just boards to where you can check in on loved ones, and just take that and make it bigger and broader. And so the board I seen in St. Thomas, it just basically said, hey, this is my name, this is where I lived, and I'm okay. And it let anybody that knew them or cared about them that was wondering be like, okay, now I feel better, I know they're fine. And it may not necessarily be people that's missing, it's just that you don't know, and it's an easier way to track and sort through the stuff and the unknown. Because there is a lot of unknown out here, and it's just everything's up on a mountain, and it's hard to tell whether everybody has been checked on. I mean, it's just everybody's fighting for themselves to survive, and everybody's doing what they can to try and help their neighbor, but I guarantee there's not any way to just make sure that everybody has been checked on or fine. I mean, we're all doing what we can, trying to hit every house, but you don't know if they're gone or if they were traveling and got caught in a storm trying to get away from it. You don't know if they went to another state and are just staying with family in another state and could be fine. I mean, if they're not home, there's no telling where they are, unless you have a way to check in on them. And not everybody has phones or ways to connect or knows somebody's phone number. I mean, it's a little different up here on the mountain, and I figure that's a common thing. And so you can look up for missing people if somebody for sure is missing, and people can go, oh, this is a missing people site. They have sites for that. But there's not a check-in, like a community check-in board, to where you can just, like I said, check on your neighbors and just know that everybody is all right. And that's what I'd like to see, is some kind of community check-in board. And then from there, we could even figure out more precise and pinpoint people that are missing, and that maybe the numbers may be incorrect on certain aspects, on what the missing people are, or on everything. And so it's a lot of unknown out here, and I think this would help figure out some solutions and help people just feel a little bit more at ease and just give a little bit more organization to everything in a bigger level and a bigger aspect, and I think it's needed. So once again, just basically a website to check on people and see everybody in the community and check on them to make sure that they're all right, and if they're not, maybe approach it as a missing person scenario, because I think there might be people falling through the cracks. And also it would help neighbors, feel at ease that they know their other neighbors are okay. And I think that's just a website that's needed. I am terrible with computers and don't know how to make a website, and I'm overwhelmed with everything I'm doing. So if anyone out there can please just take the initiative and take this task on, and please just create a website like this and just do anything you can to try and make it as good as you can. And we'll obviously need to learn and adapt as we go, but we got to start somewhere. So anybody that wants to try and start something like this, it would be much appreciated. That's just my invention for this week. I release one once a week to try and help the world, and open source inventions, especially ones for energy. I think the world needs a different source of energy, and I think there's inventions out there. They're just being suppressed. So I just try and open source all my ideas, and I give away an invention a week, and I appreciate everybody for following along. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I just appreciate everybody for keeping up. Thanks, guys.